And now, Introduce Everything proudly presents 49ella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 49ella. 49ella had 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Nina, Isabella, Natalie, and Ella. All 9 of them constantly made fun of 49ella and made her do all the chores. 49er wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said them all together. One day, the king of 49ville's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 49ville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Non-Quadrantupling." But 49ella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. They are overjoyed. They ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argue over who will Prince Non-Quadrantupling marry. Later, 49ella is so sad doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Non-Quadrantupling. Whatever will I do? She went first. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts 49ella. There, no, 49ella. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you, she said. She then waves her magic wand. And because of that, 49ella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 49ella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 49ella has 49 pumpkins and 98 mice. 49ella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 49 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 98 mice into horses, and the 49ella's brick clothes into a gown and crown. 49ella says, "I've never seen such a Non-Quadrantupling-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers! Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" And climbs into the coach. 49ella's fairy godmother says, "Well, you can't, but have fun, 49ella, but I will warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will go back to normal." And so, 49ella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Non-Quadrantupling was wondering who he should marry. "Wondering who to marry, son?" asked the wise, kind-hearted, and bold King 49ville, to which Prince Non-Quadrantupling responds, "Yes, father." "You're going to marry me, Prince Non-Quadrantupling," said Farah, the oldest of 49ella's ugly, mean, wicked stepsister. "Farah, wrong. You're Prince Non-Quadrantupling. You're going to marry me," said Olivia. "Both of you are wrong. Prince Non-Quadrantupling, you're going to marry me," said Ramona. The rest say, "You're going to marry me, Prince Non-Quadrantupling." But Prince Non-Quadrantupling angrily denies the request. Suddenly, 49ella arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Non-Quadrantupling sees her, walks straight towards her, and says, "You must be 49ella. May I please have this dance?" To which 49ella responds, "Yes, I would be happy to." And so, 49ella and Prince Non-Quadrantupling dance happily together. But later, 49-year-old realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she ran so fast that she left one of her glass slippers behind. Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling was really worried that he might never see her again. The king of 49ville comforts him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find 49-year-old. And so, the next day, Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling and the king of 49ville traveled all around 49ville and tried to find 49-year-old who captured Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the home where 49-year-old and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 49-year-old, they find Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Nina, Isabella, Natalia, and Ella. Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers? Farah is first, but her foot is too big. Olivia's next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! She said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling and the king of 49ville, known as 49-year-old sweet singing. Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling and the king of 49ville, your majesty, is that you guys? She hollered excitedly, to which the king of 49ville says, 49-year-old, my dear daughter-in-law, we found you. Will you marry Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling? 49-year-old and Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling are now married. They, along with the king of 49ville, lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. And take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 449 It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 449 449 had 20 ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Ophelia, Ursula, Ramona, Hannah, Eulalie, Nettie, Dahlia, Rebecca, Erica, Daisy, Far, Rebecca, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Natalie, Isabella, Natalie, and Ella. All 20 of them constantly made fun of 449 Ella and always made her do all the chores. 449 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said the ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters all together. And then one day, the king of 449ville's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of 449ville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quadriga Toppling. But 449 is not welcome, though. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are overjoyed. They run with huge excitement and pick their dresses towards the ball, but argue over who will marry Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling. Later, 449 is so sad doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Nana Quadriga Toppling. Whatever will I do? She whimpers. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts 449 There now, 449 I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know what to do, she said. She then waves Her Majesty wanted to do all the chores for 449 Cinderella turn her attire into a princess's attire with a pair of sparkly glass slippers. 449 Cinderella says, I've never seen such a quadragentastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. But how am I going to get to the ball? Fortunately, 449 Cinderella has 449 pumpkins and 898 mice. And so, her fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 449 pumpkins and 898 mice into a handsome couch drawn by horses. Oh, fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? Said 449 Cinderella, in which her fairy godmother said, well, you can't, but have fun, 449 Cinderella. But I will worry to return home by the stroke of midnight. That's when the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And so, 449 Cinderella accepts the warning. At the ball, the king who is kind, wise, and bold asks his son about who to marry. By saying, what are who to marry, Prince, not a quadragentling? In which he responds, yes, father. And suddenly, 449 Cinderella arrives at the ball just in time. Her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsister say, he is going to marry me. He's walking straight towards me. But Prince Nana Toppling passed right by them and walked straight towards 449 Cinderella and said, you must be my princess, 449 Cinderella. May I please have this dance? Yes, I would be happy to. She responds, but they sing 449 Divine. Come on, my princess, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be than you and me? We are both 449 times divine. Come on, my prince, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be than you and me? We are about 449 times divine. But soon, 449 realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, by the time the ball's over, Prince Nana Quadragentling was really worried that she might never see her again. The king of 449 comforts him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find her. And so, they both travel all around 449ville, trying to find her who captured Prince Nana Quadragentumling's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door of the home where 449 Cinderella and her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 449 Cinderella, they find her 20 ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters, Fiona to Ella. Prince Nana Quadragentumling then says, Ladies, my father, the wise and kind king of 449ville, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? And so, Farah is first, but her foot is too big. Olivia is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same, but neither of their feet are the right size either. Just then, The 449 arrives. She looks rather familiar and tries the glass slipper on. Because of that, she transforms back into a princess. The king of 449 49ville says, 449 it's you, my dear daughter-in-law. We found you! He exclaims. And so, 449 Prince Nana Quadragentupling and the king of 449ville lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, share, and Andrews Everything, and buy our merchandise at andrewdoeseverything.com. Take care. Bye.